That's 1 damage with a construct, and you get a second hit. 2 constructs, 1 with 23 cards. They have 2 cards in hand. Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks so much for taking the time out of your day to watch Hello Good Game. Today we're playing with a top-ranked Mythic deck by Galo R, someone who I've been running into the play queue quite frequently, and we've actually connected. They've sent us a friend request on the game, and now we're talking together on Twitch while we play. So it's pretty cool to actually be able to engage with your audience, both inside the game and outside the game. So really cool stuff. And this is the deck that they're using to push within Mythic this season. They've got a really nice win rate with it. We try our best today, getting some really unique wins and having a lot of fun while we do it. So if you're not interested in the deck breakdown, which we're going to dive into in a second, you can jump right into the gameplay with the chapters feature. Of course, if you guys do find any value within the video today, please like, comment, subscribe, share the channels to your friend, and support financially if you can afford to do so. So get right into it. The deck list starts out with 4 copies of Archpriest of Iona. Its power is equal to the number of creatures in our party, and its toughness is 2. So it's going to get stronger for each creature within your party. It can have up to 4 creatures within its party, obviously a warg, cleric, wizard, and rogue. It itself is a cleric, so it enters as a 1/2, and at the beginning of combat on your turn, if you do have a full party of 4 creatures, you can give a target creature +1/+1 and flying until the end of turn. Flying is a form of evasion, which is really nice. It can get you above any chump blockers and help you close out lethal damage. 2 copies of Light of Hope. Now this is unique to the deck, and I actually questioned why they included this within the deck. However, it's proved itself to be quite useful. The utility here is very high. It can be used in many different situations, which is quite friendly in a best of 1 deck. At instant speed, you get to choose one, either gaining 4 life to mitigate lethal damage from an aggro deck, destroy target enchantment, potentially banishing light or some form of disruption that your opponent controls. We can also put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. This can help us dodge things like a Bonecrusher Giant, for example. Any damage-based spells. It can also increase our damage output generally. 4 copies of Selfless Savior. This is a 1/1, which we can sack at instant speed to give another target creature we control indestructible until the end of turn. Protecting your high priority creatures is a must in the game because, your opponents will be prioritizing their removal, and, there is only so much removal available within your typical match without at least a draw engine. And, the Selfless Savior helps to keep some of that removal at bay from hitting your high priority creatures. 2 copies of the Fireblade Charger. This is a 1/1, and as long as it's equipped, it has haste. When it dies, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. So, we can equip it. We're running things like Maul, Skyclave, like Embercleave. Not only does that increase the damage it deals when it dies, but you can also give it haste, which is quite nice. Into our 2 drops, we do have 2 copies of Shatterskull Smashing in the Hammer Pass. Hammer Pass comes in tap to add a red mana to our pool. It is not a mountain, keep in mind, just a generic land. And at sorcery speed, again, for 2+X, dealing X damage divided as you choose among up to 2 target creatures and or planeswalkers. If X is 6 or more, the smashing will deal twice that damage instead, which is quite nice. Robber of the Rich, a 2/2 with reach and haste. 4 copies of this in the deck, and whenever it attacks, if the defending player has more cards in their hand than you do, you get to exile the top card of their library, looking at it, and being able to play it any turn you've attacked with a rogue and spending any mana to do so, which is quite nice. 3 copies of the Seasoned Hallowblade, a 3/1, in which we can discard a card, tapping it to give it indestructible. Perfect, again, for avoiding some of your opponent's removal. 4 copies of our Luminarch Aspirant, a 1/1, and at the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Typically, I like to put those counters on other creatures. Obviously, the Fireblade Charger is a great magnet for these counters because of the death effect, dealing damage, and also the Seasoned Hallowblade because it can grab indestructible quite easily. So, keeping the value that the Aspirant brings into play is a key component here. Into our 3 drops, we do have 3 copies of Maul of the Skyclaves. When it enters the battlefield, automatically equip it to a creature we control. The equipped creature gets +2/+2, has flying and first strike. If that creature happens to die, the equipment stays in play, and we can re-equip it for 4. 3 copies of the Skyclave Apparition, a 2/2, which enters the battlefield, exiling 1 target non-land, non-token permanent you don't control with converted mana cost 4 or less, and when it leaves the battlefield, the exiled card's owner will create an XX blue illusion, where X is equal to that card's converted mana cost that was exiled. 3 copies of the Bonecrusher Giant, 4/3. When it's the target of a spell, it deals 2 damage to that spell's controller. Stomp for 2 at instant speed. As the adventure, damage can't be prevented this turn, dealing 2 damage to any target. 3 copies of the Relic Robber, my true love. This is a 2/2 with haste. I wanted to say reach because he's got his arms in the air. When Relic Robber deals combat damage to a player, that player creates a 0/1 colorless goblin construct artifact creature token with this creature cannot block, and at the beginning of your upkeep, this creature deals 1 damage to you, which is quite nice. So we just really want to stack on those constructs and have them deal the most of the damage. Really nice synergy here with Embercleave, a flash spell for 6. 1 less to cast for each attacking creature we control. Whenever Embercleave enters the battlefield, automatically equip it, and the equipped creature gets +1/+1, has double strike and trample. If it does happen to be removed, we can re-equip it for 3, which is quite nice. And, you know, now that we've broken down the deck list, I guess a quick look at the lands. 2 temples to scry 1 coming in tapped, 4 pathways, 8 mountains, 7 plains. They're playing at 61 cards with an additional mountain for good luck, so I wanted to stay true to their list, and, you know, we'll see how that works out for us today. With that out of the way, let's talk about some of the strategies and synergies that we've not already touched on. Obviously, we did break down the Luminarch Aspirant, how you want to put those tokens on the Hallowblade or the Charger. Now let's talk about the Relic Robber. This is really nice if you can get evasion on it, you know, flying through the Skyclaves here, which is nice, but what's even better is the Embercleave, because you got now double strike. You're going to deal damage on first strike and damage on your regular strike. So you will create 2 Goblin Construct if you do Embercleave your Robber. This is really, really nice. So it's going to be a 3/3 with double strike that creates 2 constructs. That's a lot of damage, right? So you're looking at 8 damage if your Robber hits uncontended within just 1 turn, and that is going to add up because those constructs are going to deal more damage as the game goes on. So a very aggressive deck. You know, there's not a lot of removal other than the Smashing and the Bonecrusher Giant, but when you're playing best of 1, you know, try to go first and just spaz out, play the creatures, equip them, and smash home. This is a little bit more thought intensive than some aggro decks because you do have the Savior to protect, and, you know, you do want to crack it at the right time so your opponent can't just play on the stack and take it anyways. And then, of course, you know, the Relic Robber is quite fragile, so it needs to be protected with the Savior, and you are trying to get your Embercleave or your Maul with the Skyclaves on it, ideally, and, you know, it's just good times. Relic Robber has general disruption of your opponent's deck. There's nothing like eating your opponent's lands when they need them, or taking their removal spells away from them, which is really cool. And again, the Light of Hope really shines through, utilizing all of its versatility, which is nice. So a cool deck. If you guys are looking for some Mythic quality content, this will get you there. You know, fast matches that you can repeat in best of 1 is typically how beginners will get into Mythic, you know, myself included for the most part. And yeah, thanks for watching. Again, if you did find any value, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the channel to a friend, support financially if you can afford to do so. And, you know, again, more importantly than all of that, enjoy today's gameplay footage. A big shout out to Galo for, you know, just being so friendly, right? You know, new Magic friend, that's always great. And we actually show you guys how to add people as a friend today. So when you're in a match, I'm going to do this again right here for you guys before we get into the gameplay. Go to your statistics, the match you were just playing, whatever it happens to be, right? Click into it. Then you can go whether you're on play or ladder, and then you can see your opponents. And all you have to do is click the little copy button, copy to clipboard, right? Now you just go into your friends and you can add them. Just Control V that right in there. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And now you just made yourself a new friend. If you see a deck list you like, reach out, be like, hey bro, love the deck, good match. Do you mind if I get the list? Right? Cool stuff, cool stuff. Grow your communities, have fun. It's a great game. I know I absolutely love it, and I'm sure you guys do too. Sorry for the rambling, but you know, something that maybe you guys should know, right? So thank you again for watching, and we'll see you soon with our wrap-up thoughts. Our opponent goes first. I don't care for the lands. I mean, it is nice if we get one, but we cannot risk it for the biscuit. This is muchos better. Pretend they don't have removal. That's so greedy. I know we're gonna get punished before this even starts, and I actually shouldn't say that because now we've just manifested it into reality. I'm so sorry. I guess we should have tossed our Wonder up. That would have been better. My bad. Sure. What are they playing? Swamp we got? Oh, a Pathway. Omen. Awkward. Self-deck control? What's going on here? That's always your guys' first objective. What deck is your opponent playing? You need to figure this out before you can progress, really, at all. Or else you're basically playing blind. How do we self-deck control, right? They're gonna appreciate this. They're tapped out. We know we're free to hit. 2 damage plus a construct that deals 1 damage on their upkeep. They're coming in tap. They only have 3 lands. Rider in play, which is awkward, but not that awkward. The life gain is upsetting, I'll admit. Let's just reduce Embercleave. Down to 12. Rider's got life gain, but we can kill it with the Giant. So that if they're going to attack with the Rider, they need to kill the Giant first. And they could have an event, so I'm still going to trade. Well, that will get taken anyways. I want to cleave, but I'm sure that there's removal, right? So we better just stop the damage. It's not like the creature dies, so why not do it? Yeah, right, there's the event on odds. I knew it! I knew it! I guess we could have played the Savior after the draw here. Chrome wouldn't have been bad. Savior is probably better, though. Down to 11. Not so bad. Listening to the one and only Moon Hooch. Check him out if you guys like some funky stuff. Oh, they're gonna kill Evens, and that kicks the construct out of play, eh? Good play, good play, good play, good play. They also get our Robber. So things are not looking very good here. We need another Robber off the top. That's not it. I mean, it is Embercleave territory, though. You ever seen a dog hit this hard? That's a mean bite, baby. That is a mean bite. Look at that. Look at that. Ah! Down to 7. Four cards in hand. They draw to 5. How can one of them not be removal? Right? How can one of those cards not be removal? Really? Simulacrum stops 2 of the damage. Doesn't kill it. Gets the land for an eventual Ugin next turn as they're at 7 now, playing to 8. Which is heartbreaking, I'll admit. Oh, not as heartbreaking as that land off the top. They get the draw, but we still do just have to push. Push it real good. Down to 5, which makes me uncomfortable. Pulling up our list quick. Nothing really. Let's just keep the land in hand for a juke. Right? It's all mental. Uh-oh! That's more than mental. This is actually in reality. Searching the library for 3 monocolor cards. And then they get to cast 2 of them, and one of them goes Gonzo. Right? Just pretty cool, right? Like being able to cast 2 things for 7 mana as long as they're boss-like. So I'm guessing Kyora Best the Sea God is one of them. And Elspeth Conquers Death, the Shark Typhoon. Well, this just sucks. Right, both of these beat us. Good game. I think that's it. Sploosh. Down to 5, though. What if we pick up a Bonecrusher Giant? Or 2? Right? What if? If we believe. If we just believe. They're fully tapped is the thing. Relic Robber would have been even better. But I'm not going to complain. A Relic Robber first, and then the Bonecrusher after would have been better. Because now they have mana for sharks that can chump block the Relic Robber. Omen, 2/2 shark. Draw a card, scry 2, not good. Oh! So I wouldn't mind an Ashiok minus on the Bonecrusher Giant. Oh no, we've got to discard it immediately because we don't get the option not to. Oh, this plane's in our hand, which we should have kept there. Isn't that just heartbreaking? Right? We have no indestructible on the blade either, so pray to removal here. Trying to do our best, you know what I mean? Like, we could have called it, but, you know, you don't really get to sharpen your sword, so to speak, if you're just kind of, like, as soon as things get tough, you stop. That's the same as working out. The whole reason to work out is get to the point where your muscles are fatigued, and then continue to work out a little bit, right? You know, if you stop as soon as things get hard, you never really improve when the times are tough. You just, yeah, you know, you can go up downstream when times are easy, but it's getting better at the tough times. That's the true skill. And this is a true tough time indeed that we're looking at down the barrel. Oh, a land! We have 17 life. I guess we can grab Indestructible. It doesn't feel good, let's be honest. They have to block 8, so there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I think so. First to last. First strike is at 4. You get out of here 5/5. Yeah, this doesn't really work out in our favor, does it? Oh! A land and a cleave off the top. That's not the worst. Right, we're leaving the Simulacrum and the big old shark alive. Just trying to clear up as many blockers as we can. Land in hand. Hooray. Maybe they don't have anything in their hand. They attack with both creatures. Oh, they've got the blocker with Summoning Sickness. And Ugin in hand. That's hot. 8/8 shark coming at ya!
Without wisdom is the path.
And, you know, I'm sure the control players a little bit grateful, too, that I've not just scooped immediately. Because they don't ever get to finish the game. And if I don't top deck something, nor will they. But, you know, they got real close. Good game. We got really close. Down to 3. Going first is really nice. 2 robbers in hand is something. Looking for that 3rd land. That's not it. It has to go. Couple more chances. They're playing slow. We have to play this. We can't risk it. Oh, we could have risked it. We'll keep it as our 4th land. Savior in play. We can give the robber Indestructible, maybe. Ooh. And it will need it. And it will need it. Nice. Hitting for 3. Construct equals. Ending our turn. That feels pretty good. I don't mind that, really, at all. Unless they build into a Shatter, which we can still protect our Robber. There's no way that this works. We have Light of Hope as well. If they try to stomp, we can put a +1/+1. Yeah, this is really cool. So +1 counter on one of the robbers. The other gets indestructible. They kill the token, but they get another 2 right back on the chopper. Down to 9. Groovy. They basically need to repeat that play again somehow. They can only kill the 1. Oh gosh, they do not like that. Hit for 3. Slam down for an additional 2. They're gonna have 1 life after this. So they can't single target the Bonecrusher Giant. It's pretty aggressive, right? And they even removed some of them. Nice win. The light saved us in conjunction with the Selfless Savior. That was pretty tight. We're playing against Robocop. How can we even think we'll stand a chance? They're gonna annihilate us. With the cycling deck. Wow. Interesting. Unfortunately, we have no graveyard hate, so it's all engines go. Do we want the smashing to kill the fox? No, we can't keep pace with it. It's too expensive. The fox will be a 30-30 on turn 2. That's what it feels like, right? Alright, we're not finding the creatures that we need, though. Can we scry to the bottom, even? Too much land. Yikes. Creatures! I summon you! Oh, 2 rescuers. Hot dog. And it's like we almost had a card that would deal with those. We almost had a card that would deal with those 2 rescuers. Gonna hit for 3. That's never good. I got some life gain, you see? This could be alright. We could set pace with this. Double Maul and just go to town, right? It's a lot of rescuers, though. Token City! Right? Like 3/1/1 tokens. This is gonna add up. I think they'll just beat us, though, with all of their token generation. Whoops. I hate pop-ups. But we don't have to discard. We'll just make ourselves stronger. That's not bad, right? Our turn. We need an Embercleave. We need to just hit so hard. But the thing is, hit us for 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So unless we can 2-turn them, it's not going to work out because they can turn to us, or 2-turn us. So hitting for 6 is dandy. Bringing them down to 14 is great. And then hitting them for 8 down to 7 is cool too. But it's not going to win, it's going to lose. So we actually have to play defensively, which breaks my heart. This is so sad. right? So, wait. We need more creatures, please. And we cannot block 3 things every turn, right? So, your dog. And, you know, immediate karma being showcased here as we push the one card that dealt with these guys down to the bottom because we made a funny joke about the fox. Where's the life gain on this thing when you need it? Right? A little bit of life gain in my life. Then we might not get flared out. Our turn. Well, this begins to help a little bit. Second creature for blocks. Start putting the clock on now, since we do have that blocker to keep the rescuers to just go from going insane, I guess. We hit for 10, 11, 12 next turn. There's Mr. Foxy Poo. As long as we don't get cycled, this would maybe be okay. Maya's in studio. Let's resolve this. Find camera. Bleep, bleep, blop. You might do some backflips. I'm gonna cycle more. Gotta love that. Cycle. Gain life, gain life, gain. Oh, there goes our lethal. The Drain of Healers in play. LOL. Still getting hit with all these tokens is about the worst thing that's ever happened to us. They are adding up. I wish we had some life gain. Interesting. They must have the flare. Right? That's why they're going in for it. Or they just have lethal next turn because there are so many attackers. I mean, it's cool. Triple Maul. How often do you guys get to see that? It's like triple distill. If only they didn't have all the life gain. LOL. Big hit. They gained too many life. They gained too many life! Oh, and a flare to our big fat face. Well, I mean, yeah, this is a thing that can happen sometimes. First thing, our opponent's name is Hammer Eye Jack. I like that. That's pretty good, right? I do not mind that name. I do mind the fact that they're playing crabs, though. So this is their Sen Rogues, which makes me want to vomit. Like a hard throw up. Gross. Maybe we can cleave our Relic Robber and just be like, look what we did. Turn 2. 2 crabs, ladies and gentlemen. Have you ever seen that? You know, I'd like to think no, but unfortunately, this happens so often, and this is my conspiracy theory. The atomic weight of these rune crabs is less than the rest of the cards. Therefore, when virtually being shuffled into the deck, they sift themselves to the top. What do you guys think of that? I hate you, Mr. Crab. They've got less cards in hand than us, so this does nothing. Even Miss Maya is upset today about the crab play. Milling 9. Apparition is nice. That would have taken one of them away. They are going to block the robber. So we have to play the robber, avoid removal, and then somehow get a cleave on it. All still while avoiding removal twice. And they do have 4 cards in hand. But the robber is like something that you would typically remove, isn't it? Like the first one. Let's pull the removal. We know it's there, and I don't want to lose our payoff spell here. We're kind of trying to push them to their limit. I'm not going to attack with the Charger. Right, I'm gonna leave that there because they could have a. Oh, they could even just straight up have either the Enforcer or the Thought Thief. The Charger could trade with the Enforcer, which is nice, but not the Thought Thief, so we do have to still play it safe. There's the Thought Thief, so that's why we didn't attack the Charger. And it has a +2, which sucks. +1, I guess, on it. So bad read by us still. Maybe we should have went in with our Aspirant, I guess. I would like them to spend their mana. 2 land off the top. That's fine. They've not played their land this turn, though, so they're going to get another mill here. And we can cleave right into a counterspell. We can cleave right into a counterspell. Or worse yet, it's something that removes our creature. Instant speed. Who we equip to, so we lose the creature and the cleave, so. Let's get the Robber in play. No attacks. Can't trust it. I know they've got a block that we just lose value on. And they are just going to have to spend their removal. The old-fashioned way, right? Because this way they're spending their mana on removal. The other way they're getting removal and a creature, right? Through the chunk block scenario, so... I think this is better for us. And then we can just try to draw their hand out. Hopefully there's no into the story. We're at 34. They have 3 in hand, 2 after the land. 2 crabs in play on turn 2. Ugh. Disgusting. You disgust me, man. Alright, they've got 4 mana. And here comes a Zerasan because they're not running Lurrus. No. Okay. Okay. Two cards in hand. Are they removal spells? Are they counter spells? What's going on? What is happening? One of them's a Thought Thief. It's okay. We can have first strike as long as that last card isn't a counter. There's no removal. We get through. That's 1 damage with a construct, and we get a second here. 2 constructs. One of the copies is gone. We're at 23 cards. They have 2 cards in hand. Really only a... Nice. They always do, baby. They always do. That's a fresh hand now. Decent. But they can't really deal with the Relic Robber unless they double block. They're fully tapped now, which is good. We are down to a beloved 15. I don't know if we can get there. I mean, this certainly helps. Oh, we grab a Drown in the Lock away from them. Maybe they don't have 1 in hand and our Robber survives. It is the dream. We hit for 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We get close. We get real close. We have, you know, beyond lethal next turn. And they mill 14 cards here. I don't doubt it. All it takes is a Fable Passage. Like, a Fable Passage beats us right now. How sad is that? No! Shit. LOL. Oh, you dirty dog. Well, you know, often your worst enemy's the mirror, right? The one in the mirror, right? Be careful of these things that we think of the spot. Woof. So close, it's so far away. Woof. So we get really close almost every match and just inched out. So I think the deck's good. Obviously, it's working for them. I like the Relic Robber. I don't think it's a bad deck. I think we just had a little bit of off luck. I do think I would trim a Mountain, bringing it down to 60 for a little bit of more consistency. I know they say it's good luck, but it feels awkward to me. Other than that, you know, it's looking pretty solid. And, you know, big shout out to Galo R from Argentina for hanging out with me today, right? Just having some fun, talking in chat and playing some Magic within Mythic. So big shout out to you. And if you guys are interested in joining our community, you don't have to be in the top Mythic. You just have to join our Discord. We've got a 500,000 gem giveaway, 100 one-on-one sessions with me that are half hour with 20 gems, $20 in gems each. And of course, our cash prize tournaments that are free entry every month for Artisan and Brawl formats. So thanks for your time and attention. I appreciate each and every one of you, whether this is your first video or you've been here for months or even from the start. Thank you so much for your time and attention. If you want to go above and beyond, you can help support financially on Twitch, Patreon, and YouTube. We also have an Amazon link that I think we get about 3% through all of your purchases for 24 hours after you click that link. So, you know, if you're an Amazon junkie, you know, 3% is 3%, bros. Anything helps at this point. We are struggling. But, you know, I don't mean to complain. I'm internally grateful for all of the support that we've recently had. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in a few seconds within the next video.